Assalamu alaikum everyone, I'm Rehan Abasi. Welcome to a quick and action-packed guide on how to build and deploy a CI/CD pipeline using Jenkins, AWS, GitHub and DockerHub. We are going to move fast, hitting the key steps you need to set up a full pipeline for automated software delivery. By the end of this video, you will know how to put this powerful pipeline into an action. Let's jump right in. First of all, let's launch an EC2 instance. Now let's install some packages like Docker, Docker Compose, Java and Jenkins for this project. Our required packages are installed and now I'm going to open port 8080 for Jenkins in the inbound rules of our EC2 server. Port 80 is open now and let's copy the public IP of our EC2 instance and paste in the browser and quickly set up our Jenkins. Let's jump towards the most important step, and which is to create a job, and we are going to create a pipeline. Here we will add some description of this and check GitHub, paste your link. Now let's check this, and here we will write our code for our pipeline. This is the most important part. This pipeline is very important and I want to explain it step by step. Let's write this pipeline step by step. First of all, we have to write down the pipeline agent any, like it can work on any agent. Then we'll define stages. In the stages we have different stage, so I write down them separately, like stage 1 is code, second is build, third is pushing image to the DockerHub, fourth is deploy our app on the EC2 server. So in the each stage we have steps. Okay, we'll write down our steps in like I said echo, and then I will write down here our shell commands like sh and these kind of commands in here. So we'll populate this whole pipeline, and that's our main thing in this pipeline is very important because we write down our code here and this will deploy our CI/CD pipeline here. Okay, we'll not write down our DockerHub ID and password in this pipeline. For this we will go to the Jenkins dashboard, and from there we'll click on manage Jenkins, and from here credentials and systems, and from here we'll add our credentials in this page, ID and password of DockerHub, and then we'll go back and add the variables in that our pipeline, so that these variables can pick up our ID and password from this page where we stored our ID and password. This is the most important step. Here you can see that I have just pasted a code for avoid any mistakes because it's very long code. Here I just write down this code, and this code will pick up my password from that credentials page in the Jenkins of our DockerHub. Here in place of Docker run I will write Docker Compose because we have to run this pipeline again and again, and Docker Compose will help us to solve this problem. So I'm using Docker Compose here. Save this pipeline and let's add our Jenkins user in Docker group because this is very important step. After it we'll reboot our system, we'll reboot our EC2 machine. Click on the build now, and let's go to our build to see our timeline of this build. Yeah, that's the overview of our pipeline, and our pipeline is building. Let's go back, and our pipeline is created. Let's add the port number 8000 for this application because in the Docker file we write down that our code is 8000, port is 8000 for this app. I'm going to copy the public IP and with the port 8000, and here we go with the CI/CD pipeline. Our app is live now on our browser. To make this CI/CD pipeline more automated, I will copy this code from here from this pipeline and paste into our file in Jenkins, which is in GitHub repo. And for the next time when I run my pipeline, when I run this build, my code will come from GitHub repo. Okay, that's make my pipeline more and more automated. Now our code will come from GitHub repo. So here I will add the address of my GitHub and my code of this pipeline came from our GitHub. Let's add this code over here and mention my branch, which is main, and I will write down my main branch, and let's save this. And now when I will click on the build now, my code of pipeline is coming from where? It's coming from GitHub. Now let's check our pipeline overview, and here you can see that this is the magic of CI/CD pipeline. All the steps are done in seconds, and our app is deploying using our code from repo. Here we go, our build is successful and our app is up and running. Now we want that when developers write down the code and commits it in the GitHub repo, the build starts automatically. For this purpose we have webhooks. I will configure the webhook here. This webhook will be connected with our Jenkins, and in here I will copy this IP address and paste into the payload URL of webhook. This will connect our GitHub repo with the Jenkins, and when the developer commits the code in the GitHub, the build will automatically start. Now is the time to see this magic. When I will write down the code in here and commit this in the GitHub, the build in the Jenkins will start automatically. Let's see this magic. Now it's the time to see the magic. Here we go, you can see that the fourth build is automatically started when I committed the code in the GitHub, and this build is automatically started. And let's see the pipeline overview, and here we go, our build is successfully going for completion. Now let's check our app in the oh my god, our app is up and running using our automated pipeline, and our project is successfully completed and we deployed CI/CD pipeline. Let's celebrate this moment that we built our first CI/CD pipeline with AWS handling our infrastructure, GitHub managing our code, DockerHub storing our images, and Jenkins automating the entire process. We are now set for smooth, efficient software delivery. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like and comment and share this with your fellow developers. Stay tuned for more insights on cloud technologies and DevOps practices. Keep coding, keep automating, and see you in the next video.